Good evening. I would like to call to order the Onalaska Plan Commission. It is Tuesday, February 25th, and the time is 6 p.m. I will begin by calling the roll. I am Mayor Kim Smith. I am here. Alder Mike Milkey.
Here.
Jared Holter.
Here.
Dan Brock. Tom Smith.
Here.
Eric Archer is absent and excused. Bill Lethan is not here. Is he online? If he arrives, we will note his presence. Okay, item 2, consideration and action on the minutes from the previous meeting.
I'll make a motion that we approve the minutes from the previous meeting. Second.
We have a motion by Tom Smith. It's been seconded by Mike Milkey to approve the minutes from the previous meeting. Is there any discussion regarding those? Okay, all in favor on approving those minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed, say no. The minutes are approved unanimously. Item 3 is public input. If any member of the public would like to address the Plan Commission this evening, now is the time to do so. Please begin by stating your name and your address and limit your comments to 3 minutes. Please let the record show that Bill Lethan has joined the meeting. Would anyone from the public like to provide input at this time? Second call for any member of the public that would like to address the Plan Commission this evening.
How you doing, Bill?
Come on up.
I'm here. Might as well come and say hi.
Hi.
I was just coming to discuss item number 5 with the rezoning of location at 1352 and 1356 County Road SS. We own the business across the street, so we're just wondering how that, if that'll affect us in any way with us being zoned heavy duty commercial versus community business, just for future. And then what if just given that that's the Onalaska Industrial Park, if something happens with that business, like it goes under, and we're reducing the zoning of it, is that going to be a problem in the future for the area?
Okay. Did you begin by stating your name?
Nope. My name is Brian Files.
Okay. And your address?
Is 1343 County Road SS.
Okay. And so this is a listening session, so we can't provide you feedback right now, but I encourage you to reach out to staff and definitely we'll do our best to answer those questions
Okay.
outside of this format that we're in right now.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you very much for coming tonight.
Real good. I'm gonna sit around and listen a little bit.
Definitely.
All right.
Please do so. And maybe some of your questions will be answered. Okay, are there any other public input this evening? We're doing general public input right now. Second call for public input. Third and final call for public input this evening. Okay, public input is now closed and we'll move on for consideration and possible action on the following items. Item number 4 is a public hearing. This is for a planned unit development amendment. Application to amend the Crestwood Estates PUD to reduce the density of the parcel to allow the construction of 2 single-family dwellings located at Crestwood Court. This is tax parcel ID number 186559-0. The applicants are Mazzola Construction and Consulting, LLC, on behalf of Logistics Development Group, LLP. I'll now open the public hearing and ask for people wishing to speak in favor of this planned unit development amendment. Does anyone wish to speak in favor of this amendment? Third and final call for anyone wishing to speak in favor. That portion is closed, and I'll now ask if anyone would like to speak against the planned unit development amendment at Crestwood Estates. Second call for anyone wishing to speak against. Third and final call for anyone wishing to speak against the planned unit development at Crestwood Estates. I will now declare the public hearing closed and ask our city planner, Katie Aspenson, to introduce this item to our Plan Commission this evening. Katie?
Thank you, Mayor. In 2020, the property owner originally amended the Crestwood Estates PUD to allow for an increase in density on a single parcel. Subsequently, it was rezoned the parcel to R3 in 2021 in order to accommodate that PUD development. In 2025, just recently at the last Plan Commission meeting, the property owner requested to rezone Lot 9 back to the original zoning of R1 to allow for the construction of a single-family development. The next step to complete this action is to again amend the PUD, which is before you this evening, to reduce the anticipated density for this parcel. A certified survey map is expected to follow, which will subdivide Lot 9 into 2 new single-family parcels, as well as an outlot dedicated to the city for stormwater management purposes. I'll review the items for consideration this evening. Originally, item number 1, density. Each dwelling unit is required to adhere to our specific lot dimension standards found in our table 13.02.24-1 per unit. Previously, with the R3 zoning, there were a maximum of up to 8 units for this parcel. We are now in support of the request to reduce this density and match the newly adopted zoning for Lot 9. The PUD amendment to increase this density as adopted is now considered void. There are no requested deviations for PUD perimeter, lot area, building height, environmental design, common open space, architecture, parking, streets, utilities and drainage, traffic calming design, circulation access, landscaping, and signage. The other item for consideration tonight is the yard setbacks. As with the original development and approval of the Crestwood Estates planned unit development, all parcels were allowed a minimum of a 10-foot building street yard setback from the Crestwood Lane right-of-way, a 30-foot rear yard setback, and side yard setbacks between 10 to 25 feet. All parcels were provided with specific building pad locations noting where the dwelling units may be constructed due to the topography of the site and other area constraints. Future property owners and builders may either construct on the designated building pad for each noted parcel or follow our site dimension standards for the R1 district. Any deviation from those options would require a PUD amendment on an individual parcel basis. City staff are in the support of the request to allow for a reduced street yard setback of up to 10 feet and requires all dwelling units to be installed on the designated pads, either follow the standards for the R1 district setback or individually amend the PUD for further setback deviations on a parcel by parcel basis. City staff have put together a total of 10 conditions of approval for this development. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. With that said, I'll turn this matter over to the Plan Commission. What is your desire regarding this matter?
I'll make a motion to approve the PUD amendment application for the Crestwood Estates. This would be to allow for the construction of 2 single-family dwellings located at Crestwood Court, tax parcel ID number 18-6559-0. The applicants being Mazzola Construction and Consulting on behalf of Logistics Development Group with the 10 conditions of approval.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Mike Milky. It's been seconded by Tom Smith to approve the amendment with the 10 conditions. Is there any discussion? Jan?
Jared, this is a question for engineering. Do you feel comfortable with the ponding below? I mean, those lots are very steep. Some of the residents down there on, the streets below that are just have concerns that.
So there is a city stormwater ponding area down below this, and actually the CSM that they're gonna do, they're gonna dedicate that ponding area to the city. That's kind of the direction the water has always went down the hill, even when it was wooded. I think this actually is with 2 single-family homes be less density, thereby less runoff. So theoretically, the ponding area was designed for more density, so that should actually hold more water theoretically than what it was designed for.
So you feel comfortable?
Yeah, I think this is fine.
Okay,
The pond area isn't gonna be
Okay.
a maintenance issue for the city.
It's already maintained by the city either way. It's already ours. We drain this, the street drains into it, and we actually have an easement on it, on that area for the ponding. But part of the CSM, we're gonna actually transfer the land to the city, so that way we can have full authority over it.
Jared, I did have a question about this area too and the map. Because part of that hillside was not stable. I was curious to want to make sure that that was fully stabilized before the city were to take ownership of it. Will we be able, with the spring thaw, what is the timing of this land transfer? Will we be able to confirm that the slope is stable before taking ownership of it?
When you say slope, can you,
Of
I-
where
I-
the pond, going to the pond?
where the ponding area is?
From the house to the houses to the pond?
So the ponding area that we will actually take ownership of is where the pond actually is.
Okay,
A lot of that area that's got the topography to it will still be part of the lots.
okay.
Basically, the ponding area that we would have down below would be, it just starts going uphill right there. I don't know the
Oh, I
exact
see what
spot.
you're saying. It would just be at the.
It'd be at the bottom,
It
yeah.
wouldn't Be the
We're
area
only gonna
that
take
I'm
over
concerned
actually where the
about.
pond is at. So
Okay,
those lots are still gonna have 150 feet of slope that they're going to maintain and be accountable for.
okay. And that
That-
was the area of my
that- yes,
concern. So,
yeah.
all right, that answers my question. Jan?
The owners of either of those lots, are they responsible or no?
Well, they'll be responsible for what's ever on their land, if there is an erosion problem. Yep.
Okay, are there any other questions from the commissioners regarding this? Okay, the motion on the floor is to approve with the 10 conditions. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. The motion carries unanimously. Thank you. The next item is item 5. This is a public hearing for the rezoning application to rezone a parcel of land from heavy industrial I2 district to community business B2 district to allow a new small business to operate and an existing residential unit to remain located at 1352 and 1356 County Road SS. This is tax parcel 183515-0, and the applicant is Yi Tang and Linda Hong. I'll ask first if anyone would like to speak in favor of this rezoning application. Second call for anyone wishing to speak in favor of this rezoning application. Third and final call for anyone wishing to speak in favor of the rezoning application. That portion of the public hearing is now closed, and I'll ask if anyone would like to speak against the rezoning application. Second call for anyone wishing to speak against the rezoning application for the property located on County Road SS. Third and final call for anyone wishing to speak against the rezoning application for this property. I will now declare the public hearing closed and ask our planner, Katie Aspenson, to introduce this topic to the Plan Commission this evening. Katie?
Thank you, Mayor. Back in 2006, or excuse me, 2003, the parcel originally underwent a rezoning from single-family residential to light industrial, our M1 district, which at that time conformed to our city's land use plan. The applicant is now requesting to rezone the property from heavy industrial, apologies for the reference to light industrial in the packet, to community business. It was during the 2020 new Unified Development Code master rezone that the property was rezoned from light industrial to heavy industrial today. Today, there is a new property owner and they are looking to start a new commercial business and have a dwelling unit in that parcel where it originally was allowed. Today, this district does not allow those uses to occur. This rezoning request would bring the parcel into conformance with the Unified Development Code as existing residences are permitted as well as personal service business, which the new property owner would like to run and operate, are allowed within the B2 district. If there's any further questions, we're happy to address them. Otherwise, city staff have put together 4 conditions of approval for this development. Thank you.
Thank you for that. I'll now turn this matter over to the Plan Commission. How would you like to move forward with this matter?
I'll make a motion that we approve the rezoning application to rezone a parcel of land from heavy industrial district to community business B2 district to allow a new small business to operate and an existing residential unit to remain located at 1352 and 1356 County Road SS, tax parcel 183515-0 with 4 conditions attached.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Tom Smith. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, the second has been made, and just for correction, I don't think it's heavy industrial. I think it's light industrial. No, which is it, Katie?
Heavy industrial.
It is heavy. Okay, just want to make sure we have that. And it was Bill Lethan who did the second. Okay, Katie.
So looking up at the map, I'd like to address a couple of the comments made by the public. So the property in question is the one that is on the south side of County Road SS in the dark purple, which is our heavy industrial district. The properties that are north of this particular property will not be impacted by this rezoning request. If in the future, this property owner or a subsequent property owner chooses to come back and request a rezone, any property in the city of Onalaska is allowed to do that. So this would not inhibit them by going to a lesser zoning district. City staff are in support of it as it brings the property into conformance, as they do intend to continue to live at this residence and operate a business that would now be more appropriate in the B2 district as opposed to an industrial zone district. Thank you.
Thank you for clearing that up for our public who have questions. Jared Holter.
So the cross transport refrigeration's across the street, so they'd still be able to do everything they're doing now within laws or within the zoning code for heavy industrial.
Correct. There's no impact to any other property other than the one under question this evening.
Thank you. Mike Milky.
Thank you, Mayor. Just a quick question. Is there any issue with parking or anything with this?
The property owner will have to provide the minimum amount of the minimum amount of parking for each use. So they have to provide a minimum of 2 for the residents, and then depending on the square footage of the business or the type of use, they'll have to do that. There is parking currently there today that occupied LR Ross, which was the previous business that operated there.
Thank you.
Yep.
Yep, thank you for that. Any other questions or comments from our commissioners or staff? Okay, the motion on the floor is to approve this rezoning application with the 4 conditions. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. The motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Item 6 is a public hearing for the general development plan application to create a planned unit development filed by the city of Onalaska to facilitate the replacement of a freestanding sign and request deviations from the Unified Development Code, including but not limited to reducing the minimum principal structure setbacks, reducing parking lot setback from 5 feet, reducing standing sign setback from 5 feet, reduction of required parking stalls, and waiver of landscaped islands located at 415 Main Street. This is tax parcel ID number 18-227-0 and 18-227-0, and the applicant is the city of Onalaska. At this time, I'll open the public hearing and ask if anyone would like to speak in favor of this general development plan application. Second call for anyone wishing to speak in favor. Third and final call for anyone wishing to speak in favor of this general development plan application. That portion of the public hearing is now closed, and I will ask if anyone would like to speak against this general development plan application. Anyone wishing to speak against? Third and final call for anyone wishing to speak against this general development plan application by the city of Onalaska. I now declare the public hearing closed and ask our planner, Katie Aspenson, to introduce this topic to the Plan Commission this evening. Katie?
Thank you, Mayor. This PUD development request is to allow for deviations and exceptions to the Unified Development Code in order to facilitate the replacement of a freestanding sign. Listed in the packet are the 5 requested deviations, and I will go through the reasoning for all of those requests in a moment. Concerning the permitted uses, density, planned unit development perimeter, lot area, building height, environmental design, common open space, architecture, streets, utilities and drainage, traffic calming design, circulation and access. There are no requested deviations. I will now go through the requests for you this evening. Pertaining to yard setbacks, section 13.02.25-1 site dimension standards tables requires a minimum of a 20-foot side yard, street yard, and rear yard setback for parcels located within the P1 district. The city is requesting to reduce all of the minimum setbacks from 20 feet to what the existing setbacks are today. City staff are in support of the request as City Hall's building location was previously approved by the Common Council in 1998. Looking forward to parking. One principal use serves City Hall, which is considered a municipal, county, state, or federal administrative or services building. We currently have 147 existing parking stalls. Such use requires 1 stall per 300 square feet of usable floor area. The city ordinance requires 246 stalls compared to the 147 currently here today. The city does not have additional land available to generate new parking. Parking lots are required to have a 5-foot setback additionally from all parcel lines. The parking lot that directly serves City Hall is compliant with this 5-foot setback. However, the parking lot for city staff, primarily our police and fire personnel on the western side of City Hall, has reduced or no setbacks. In part, 2 sides of the parking lot are directly adjacent to the alley and continues into the parking lot of Dickinson's Funeral Home. City staff support the request for reduced parking and parking setbacks as City Hall's parking layout and count were previously approved by the city in 1998. Further, if the city were to increase the westernmost setback, the city would further reduce the amount of parking available by an additional 10 parking stalls. This would make the city more non-compliant with the minimum parking stall count that we have today. Moving on to landscaping. The city is requesting to waive the installation of landscape islands every 15 stalls and at the ends of interior drive aisles. However, all other landscaping requirements concerning tree planting, landscape square footage, etc., have been satisfied. City staff are in support of the request as the installation of landscape islands would cause a reduction in needed parking stalls. City staff intend to continue landscaping areas and islands within the parking lot in order to better conform to the UDC. Additionally, all minimum landscaping requirements will be met by the proposed development. Lastly, signage. Freestanding signs are required to be set back a minimum of 5 feet from all parcel lines. The existing freestanding sign was permitted by the city and is considered a legal non-conforming sign with a setback of 4.5 feet. The city requests to maintain the sign in its present location. City staff support the request to maintain the existing freestanding sign as the original approval of City Hall did not specify a setback for the installation. City staff have put together a total of 10 conditions of approval for this development. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you for that. I'll now turn this matter over to the Plan Commission this evening.
I'll move to approve the general development plan application for the PUD filed by the city of Unalaska. This will be for the facilitate the replacement of the freestanding sign. Also request deviations from the UDC, including but not limited to reducing the minimum principal structure setbacks, reducing the parking lot setback from 5 feet, reducing freestanding sign setback from 5 feet, and reduction of the required parking stalls and a waiver of landscape islands located at 415 Main Street, tax parcel ID number 18-227-0 and 18-22, oh, same one. The applicant of the city of Unalaska with the 10 conditions of approval.
Okay, thank you for that. Mike, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Mike Milky. It's been seconded by Bill Lethan to approve this general development plan as described with the 10 conditions. Is there any discussion?
I'm just gonna.
Okay, so ask to be called on so that I can call on you because it's hard for our transcriptionist if we're not saying who's talking. They have to be like a voice identifier if we don't call. Okay, Bill Lethan.
So basically, we're just changing the sign. So-
Correct. We're changing the sign, but Katie's trying to follow the correct procedure.
Yep.
And in doing so, she realized that we needed to call out to make sure that we identified everything correctly. It's not really significantly different. Katie, do you want to add on to that?
Nope, it's essentially to allow the sign to occur. And just with any development in the city, when you do not follow a rule and you are in excess of an acre, you are allowed the PUD process. So doing this will bring the city and our adjacent parking lot into conformance. There are two parcels in question. They are the same tax parcel number, which is unique, but it happens. So that's why the number is repeated twice. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you for bringing that up, Bill. Any other questions or comments? Okay, the motion on the floor is to approve this with the 10 conditions. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. We're now on item 7, the Johnson Estates 4th Edition Final Plat Application. This is containing 12 parcels of land for future single-family residential development. It's located at 524 L Hauser Road. This is tax parcel ID number 18-2099-0. The applicants are Traditional Trades Incorporated and Edward Hengel. Katie, would you want to do a brief summary and then we'll turn it over to the Plan Commission?
Thank you, Mayor. This final plat is to allow the construction of a new single-family residential subdivision in our community consisting of 12 single-family parcels and new homes. The subdivision will include an extension of Johnson Place as well as sanitary sewer, water, and storm sewer extensions. They have received a planned unit development as well as approval of their preliminary plat. They intend to begin construction of spring in 2025 with anticipated completion of the entire development in 2026. The anticipated value of the subdivision is approximately $5.4 million. They will be having to obtain final plat approval from the Department of Administration. City staff have put together a total of 24 conditions for this development. Thank you.
Thank you for that. With that said, I will turn this matter over to the Plan Commission. What is your desire?
I'll make a motion that we approve the Johnson State 4th Edition Final Plat Application containing 12 parcels.
Oh, no.
12 parcels of land for future single-family residential development located at 524 L Hauser Road, tax parcel 18-2099-0 with 24 conditions.
Thank you. We have a motion on the floor by Tom Smith. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion by Tom Smith, second by Jared Holter to approve this final plat application with the 24 conditions. Is there any further discussion? Not seeing or hearing any. The motion on the floor is to approve with the 24 conditions. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Item 8 is a certified survey map application to subdivide one parcel into 2 parcels. This is located at 2614 Midwest Drive. This is tax parcel ID number 18-4769-3. The applicant is Rivers Hotel Company Incorporated. Katie, if you just do the introduction, please, I would appreciate that.
Thank you, Mayor. The property owner intends to subdivide a single parcel of land into 2 and bring the private drive serving Holiday Inn Express today up to city standards for a new public right-of-way with a cul-de-sac. The proposed parcels, lot 106 and 105, meet all of our minimum lot dimension standards found in table 13.02.24-1 and the lot dimension standards table 13.02.51-25-1 site dimension standards in the regional business district. City staff have put 14 conditions of approval for this development. Thank you.
Okay, with that said, I'll turn this matter over to the Plan Commission.
I'll make a motion to approve the certified survey map for a parcel located at 2614 US Drive Tax Parcel 18-4769-3 with the 14 attached conditions.
I'll second.
Okay, so the motion was made by Jared Holter. It was seconded by Mike Milky to approve with the 14 conditions. Is there any discussion under this? Jan?
Jared, will that street be shorter then to get the cul-de-sac? into?
No, the infrastructure, most of it's there. The cul-de-sac bulb will get redone. So instead of a Y, it'll be more of a bulb on the end, but that's the major thing that you'll see as a difference. Majority of it's already in.
So I have a question. Would it add to our, are we already plowing that or it
No,
will turn
it's-
it over to us to plow?
Correct. It's a private
That's what I
drive
was
currently.
thinking. It would change from private to public.
Correct.
One more cul-de-sac to plow.
One more on top of the 135 we already do.
Okay. And yeah, you made the motion to approve. That was one of my indicators. When he made the motion to approve, I was like, Okay. Any other?
We're here to
discussion?
serve.
Yeah. Okay, Mike?
Katie, this is going to be all B3 then? Like moving forward, is that what it says in here?
Correct. There's
Okay.
no zoning change.
Okay,
for
so there's
this.
nothing with that. All right. Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, any other discussion? All right, the motion on the floor is to approve with the 14 conditions. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Item 9 is a certified survey map application to subdivide one parcel into two parcels. This is located at 412 Oak Forest Drive. It's tax parcel ID number 18-1020-0, and the applicant is Oxbug LLC. Katie?
Thank you, Mayor. The parcel in question is zoned neighborhood business B1 and contains a mixed-use development with a residential and a commercial business, which is marine land today. There is vacant land currently there to the west portion of the parcel. The property owner proposes to subdivide this single parcel of land into two parcels in order to allow for the future construction of a residential dwelling on the western portion, which is shown as Lot 1, and obtain access via Keller Court. In order to accommodate the future development of a residential dwelling, the property owner will further be required to request to rezone the property to a residential zoning district prior to construction activities, as residences are not allowed in the B1 district. The proposed parcels Lot 1 and Lot 2 meet the minimum lot development standards found in Table 13.02.24-1 Lot Dimension Standards Table and Table 13.02.25-1 Site Dimension Standards in the Neighborhood Business District. City staff put together a total of 15 conditions for this development. Thank you.
Okay, with that said, I'll turn this matter over to the Plan Commission.
I'll make a motion to approve the CSM application to subdivide one parcel into two parcels located at 412 Oak Forest Drive, tax parcel ID number 18-1020-0, applicant being Oxburg LLC, with the 15 conditions of approval.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Mike Milky. It's been seconded by Tom Smith. Is there further discussion? Okay, Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. So when we're talking about coming in from Keller Court, is it, I guess, we're just making a new driveway there to let them in, is that right?
They will be required to install utilities and connect in, as well as a new driveway for a future new residential home.
Okay, all right, thank you.
So they wouldn't access from Oak Forest Drive?
No, Lot 1 would be accessing via Keller Court. Lot 2 currently accesses off of Oak Forest Drive.
Oh, I see.
There's quite a bit of topography there. Lot 1 is going to sit probably 20 feet higher than Lot 2.
I guess, do you see any issues with that?
No, the Lot 1, it's all residential on Keller Court. There's water and sewer actually goes along an easement along the north lot line of Lot 1 and Lot 2. And there's also storm sewer in that easement that drains from Keller Court. So even if there's a variety of options for when that Lot 1 would develop into a single family home.
Okay, any other comments or questions? Jan?
Will they take down the Marineland place so that, or, you know,
So Marineland is allowed to be there. It is appropriately zoned in the B1 district. So you are allowed to have an existing residence as well as a business in there. Mixed use is allowed. So this would have no impact on Marineland. They would have to rezone what's shown as Lot 1 because you can't build a new house in the B1 district. So they would have to rezone it to a residential district before they could do any development.
Okay, thank you for that, because in my head, I thought they were going to go through the other lots, so I had the wrong. All right. Any other comments or questions? All right, the motion on the floor is to approve with 15 conditions. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. Item 10 is a final implementation plan application to create a planned unit development filed by the City of Onalaska to facilitate the replacement of a freestanding sign and request deviations from the Unified Development Code, including but not limited to reducing the minimum principal structure setbacks, reducing the parking lot setbacks from 5 feet, reducing the freestanding sign setbacks from 5 feet, reducing the required parking stalls, and a waiver of landscaping islands located at 415 Main Street. This is tax parcel ID number 18227-0 and also 18227-0. The applicant is the City of Onalaska. Katie.
Thank you, Mayor. As previously stated, the city staff are requesting approval of the 5 deviations from the Unified Development Code, as stated previously in the General Development Plan staff report. City has put together a total of 10 conditions for this development. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. What is the desire of the Plan Commission regarding this matter?
I'll make a motion to approve the FIP application for the plan unit development filed by the City of Onalaska with the 5 deviations. This will be for tax parcel ID number 18-227-0 and 18-227-0. The applicant being the City of Onalaska with the 10 conditions of approval.
Thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second. Bill Lethan will second.
Okay, thank you. We have a motion to approve the final implementation plan application to create a planned unit development filed by the City of Onalaska with the 10 conditions. The motion was by Mike Milkey, seconded by Bill Lethan. Is there any further discussion? Not seeing or hearing any. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed, say no. Motion carries unanimously. Item 11 is adjournment.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Tom Smith. Is there a second?
Second.
Motion by Tom Smith, seconded by Jared Holter. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Is anyone opposed? We are adjourned. And I don't know what the time is. 6:38.